Hello crafters, welcome to Created Home with G, Gareth here. Today we're going to be altering this wooden Christmas decor piece. Now these are available in my store. They are on sale. They're in the sale department and they're in the £1 store department. There's two versions, but I'm just going to alter this one because I am redoing my home decor to the country kind of theme, so that's more universal throughout the year. We're going to be using one of the MDF pigs. Now there's a set, I don't know if there's any left now, but there was a cow, a pig and a hen set available. You're going to need a piece of mirror cardstock. Now this particular measures 5 3/4. So I've cut this to 5 inches. So we'll go to that later. I'm just going to put these two things aside. I'm also going to be using some of the decorative box edges. They're available from my store. We're going to change the colour slightly. You probably need some hot glue, you need some sandpaper, some foam brushes or paint brushes, whatever you prefer to use. And I'm just using the sandpaper from Poundland. And you'll need some white gesso and maybe some brown as well. So I'm just going to go over this piece, but I will quieten it down because I know this is going to be quite annoying. Now some of you may be wondering why I've gone over it with a bit of sandpaper, just because there's nothing raised on here, it is flat. I just wanted to give the paint something to key to. And talking of paint, I'm going to use my black gesso, if I can get it open. And I'm going to paint this entire box frame with this black gesso. It's probably going to take 2 coats because you've got such a vibrant red underneath. But I would cheat and use my heat tool to dry this first layer because I just don't have the patience to wait for it to dry naturally. Anybody else like that, crafters? Okay, I'm going to use my heat tool to dry this and give it a second coat. Okay, now moving over to my white gesso. I am then going to go over it in the white, but not heavily. In fact, I could go over it quite heavily, and then I could use my sandpaper to go back to the white, to go back to the black. That's what I think I'll do. Because most of this center portion you're not going to see. It's mostly around the edge. Okay, let me just move these paints out of the way because now I need to distress it with my sanding block. I don't want sand going in my paint. Now this is a P60 strength. After I've sanded them, I always like to go over them with a wet wipe just to get rid of the excess dust. Okay, let's move that out of the way. I'm just going to clean this tray up, crafters. Okay, now using my crimpler. What brand is it? Does it say on here what it is? It's Fiskars. I'm using my 5x5 piece. I'm going to put that through my crimpler. To make this resemble corrugated card. Okay. And I should have done this before I cleaned my my tray down, never mind. Now, using my Tim Holtz distress tool, I am going to distress the edges. Now, you could do this with a pair of scissors. If you don't have a distress tool, you could tear it. There's lots of different ways that you can do it. In fact, I think I may tear some of these edges so they're not so crisp and it's not so crisply square. Any problem with this, you've got to make sure you get it in going in the right direction to get your, there we go. I'll make sure, because I want those white bits to show, so then I can ink the edges. Ugh. It's difficult to start this off. Give me just take a pair of scissors to it. It must have some sort of film over the top. Okay, I'm just going to go back to my distress tool. Just don't want this to be so crisp and square. There we go. Now I've got a distress ink of vintage photo, which is almost run out now, so I've got myself a new one which I'm using for my paper craft, but this one that's almost out I'm using for this type of thing, so I can just go straight on to the item itself. I'm going to press it down on the corrugated card itself just to take the silver back a bit. And I should have turned my glue gun on. So I'm going to put my glue gun in, bring this back over, and I want this in the center, and then I want this pig on top. Now the choice is, do I want the pig to be white? Do I want it to be black? So if I go white, then I can go back to this color, but then if I go to the black, I think I'm going to go for the white. I hope you agree with me, crafters. Let me know in the comments below which color you would have chosen, either the black or the white. Because if I don't like the white, I can always go over it with the black, where if I'd chosen the black, you know, it's going to take a lot more effort to cover it again with the white paint. That's how I think anyway. Okay, we're going over with my heat tool. Let's give it another coat, because the first coat tends to just seep into the MDF, into the wood. Okay, let's put this paint away and bring over some sandpaper again. Yes, crafters, I like the way that turned out. Right, let's bring over this, and our hot glue gun should be warm enough now. Okay, let's pop you on. Oh, you know what I'm going to do, crafters? Before I do that, I am going to stamp Oink on it. Now I've got some alpha stamps sets which I was thinking to use. Maybe this one here from Hampton Art. Is this too you know, I think it might be a bit too Victorian maybe. Let's have a look. I have this one. This is a Marina Collectibles. I've never used it. It was a new set that was bought for me. Could these be too small? Let's bring over a stamp block and have a go. And it helps if I put them in the right. I have to do it in reverse. So O-I-N and K. Wink. I don't want that in the middle there. Yep. And I'm going to use my stays on. Now I'm not bothered if this doesn't come out properly because it's rustic, and yep, there we go. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, let's bring you over and let's attach you to okay. There we go, crafters. A really quick and simple upcycle. Now, as I say, you can get the MDF and these from my store. You can get cardstock from craft stores. Hot glue you'll have, a stamp set you'll have. But it's a very cheap and easy way to create something for the country farmhouse look. Thank you very much for joining me, crafters, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care now. Bye bye. Oh, hang on, crafters. I was going to attach these to the top. I was going to completely forgot about that, crafters. I was going to take the brassness back, the bronzeness back with white, and then attach them to the sides like that. Yep, and I still want to do that. I like the way that looks. I'm just going to attach these with hot glue. So I'm just going to put some hot glue on the sides and stick them down. They will be hot because they're metal, so be careful. I completely forgot about that. I'm so glad I remembered. What did I do with the other one? The other one has disappeared. Is it on here? Yeah, there it is. Oh my god, crafters. I think I need my eyes testing. So as I say, I'm just taking the bronzeness back, and I'm simply putting on a bit of hot glue. And gluing them onto the sides. They just add a bit more of that rustic country farmhouse look. You don't have to add them, but they are also available from my store. And as I say, you don't have to keep them in the bronze. They can be inked, they can be painted, all sorts of things. So thank you very much for joining me, crafters, and you'll see me again soon. Take care now. Bye bye.